Hello everyone, if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Either way, you are most welcome. For this video, I am going to be answering a question with a help of a fantastic channel that I've come across a couple times now and absolutely love all of the videos they make. And that is the question of, what if meat eaters acted like vegans? And this comes from the channel AwakenWithJP. I would suggest everyone absolutely go and subscribe to that channel. It is a fantastic channel that has some amazingly funny videos and skits in it. So absolutely go and share the love. But here we go. Before I start, this is not a reaction to this video. I have seen this video before. It is just me adding my commentary to it. Alright, here we go.
That salad's totally grossing me out. I've completely lost my appetite.
Yeah. If you can't deal with someone around you eating meat, then that is a big problem, and you may want to go get that looked at. I don't know. If you can't handle that little bit, how do you handle life? That's my question.
How long have you been a meat eater for? I only eat meat. I'm going to the Meat Stock Flesh Festival. Are you going? Yeah, I want the tofu spring rolls, except I don't eat tofu, so do you have like a tofu flavored chicken you can substitute in for me?
So my friend who I talked about on an earlier video in this series, who is vegan, he would go to a restaurant at a time where there weren't any vegan meals on the menu, and unfortunately at some places he would literally have to beg the waiter or waitress to go into the back and please ask whoever was prepping the meal if they could get him just like some lettuce and some vegetables on a plate, and don't put any salad dressing and don't put any bacon on it. And there were some restaurants, even when he did that, they would like bring it out and it had like bacon or something on it that he just couldn't eat. So it was not as easy as it is now, for sure. Now most restaurants have at least one or two, and I have been out with a vegan who's like, I want this meal which has meat in it, but I don't want the meat, so how can you make it without meat? It's like, okay.
It's not that vegetable eaters are bad people, it's just that they're terrible people. This sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you know, meat eaters aren't bad, they're people too, but they should die if they eat meat. I don't understand it.
Sausage is a meat-based vegetable substitute for cucumber. It's got the taste and the texture of an actual cucumber, with none of it.
So I have an argument that I've made with a few vegans that I know, and it's like, don't call it a hamburger or whatever the food is. I use hamburger as an example. These Beyond Beef burgers, or whatever they're called, the vegan alternative burgers. That's not a hamburger. A hamburger consists of a certain meats mixed at a certain ratio and then cooked. You can call it whatever you want, but you can't really call it a hamburger and it be a hamburger. If you want, you could call it a hamburger alternative. Just don't insult my intelligence by calling it the same thing I'm eating.
A cucumber. Eating plants makes your body way too alkaline, which will definitely kill you. Do you really want that? All you need...
'Cause science. I mean, they make a lot of claims. Some of them are admittedly scientifically backed, however, most are not. And they don't take the time to even research what they're saying.
Alkaline, which will definitely kill you. Do You really want that? All you need is some meat to be healthy and thrive. You get everything you need from meat. Beef is loaded with carbs. Orcas are even more spiritually evolved than humans, and they only eat seal meat. So that means humans should only eat meat, because it's the most spiritually evolved diet.
Relevance of the argument. Yeah, it's like, well, panda bears only eat bamboo, and they're a bear, so why can't other bears just eat bamboo? Because other bears haven't evolved to eat bamboo. If you feed a cat just plants, it will die of starvation. Its body, there was a woman charged in the States with animal cruelty because she had like 6 cats and none of them lasted more than a couple months each. And it turns out she was feeding them just plants. And a cat cannot digest, a cat's body can't break down the cell walls of plants to get to where the nutrients is. So, all the cats died of starvation. Yeah, she should be brought up on charges for that.
Because of orcas. Plants give off oxygen. Why would you eat them? Do you even know how dangerous deer are when you're driving your car? If you don't kill and eat deer first, you basically want people to get into car accidents.
If you don't eat deer first, you basically want people to get into car accidents. I mean, that's true. Deer cost over, I believe it's over $1 million in damages every year from car accidents. I'm actually going to, next week, be, as one of my arguments for not being vegan and for hunting, I'm going to describe the life of the deer. So stay tuned for that next week.
The world's a much safer place if we eat the animals that could eat us. Broccoli, that's what my food eats. That's my food's food, and I don't appreciate you eating that. You should eat Siberian tigers to help them go extinct. It makes it so that they can live on through you and your children for generations to come.
Yeah. Just the complete unawareness of how ridiculous the argument sounds. And by the way, that's the point of this whole thing, right? If one group does it, but then you think, well, what if a different group did it instead? And if it was ridiculous for that second group to do it, it's ridiculous for the first group as well. We just allow it because it's become a semi-norm, and I would argue we shouldn't allow that, actually. But that's for another video.
The best chance for the survival of their species is for us to kill and eat them. That coconut was going to grow into a palm tree. Why would you eat that? I could never.
Yes, and then when they don't get what they want from you, they start to become violent. Also, yeah, well, that calf was going to grow into a cow, and then what would happen to it? It either would be used for milk or it would be killed for meat anyway, so either way, the same thing is going to happen to it in the end.
That was going to grow into a palm tree. Why would you eat that? I could never eat plants that are raised in crowded farms and inhumane living conditions with less than 1 square inch of space per stalk, stuck in the soil against their will. Have you ever...
Okay, so that is a fair point against factory farming, and as I said in the last video, the last reaction to vegans I did, I am fully against factory farming. That being said, I know a lot of people right now who are struggling financially to the point where they're living month to month and hoping they're going to have enough for food each month. If you're in that situation, you can't be picky about what you eat. You have to eat what you can. And you have to try and save as much money as possible when you're buying your food. So, for instance, where I'm usually able to go and maybe spend a couple more dollars, but get, for instance, chicken from an ethically sourced farm here in Ontario, where I live, I am absolutely willing to do that, but I have enough of a means where I can do that. The average person today if they're struggling financially, this is not an argument they care about, because they just have to get food and they just have to eat.
Thought about going meat eater to help save the planet, or do you just not care about the earth? Have you seen the
Yeah, because you can't care about the earth while do anything that is even remotely against the earth. I've had a couple vegans who have argued against me with that point, and it's not a good point for them, because I'm like, you drive a car. That's all you need to do. Because, well, the cars are destroying the earth, so do you not care about the earth? Okay, what's the next thing? You know, like there's 1,000 things that we do that quote unquote destroys the earth. Just name one of them, and generally it just crumbles their whole argument.
Conspiracy documentary? You gotta see it. It's so heartbreaking seeing how all the plants are killed and the deforestation from the plant farming and unsustainable farming practices.
I love how they're just holding on to the meat there. Yeah, I mean, it's all about the documentary, you know, the ones that are made to put certain things in the worst light possible. But they don't look at the documentaries that, for instance, show that, like, there are entire, you know, villages in some places around the world that are completely dependent on farming, dairy farming, or farming for to grow meat. And if you shut that down on them, it would destroy the entire community. But you know, they don't want to watch those ones because those are inconvenient to their argument. It's an echo chamber for them. A lot of the more extreme vegans will generally only hang out with other vegans because, you know, they can't handle it if anyone eats meat. And so it's just a pure echo chamber for them. They'll only watch what proves their point, and then they think that, well, no one else could have a point because everything I've seen proves it.
Kale farming is the #1 destroyer of the environment. Once you see it, you'll never eat plants again.
As he redundantly repeated his emotionally charged nutritional opinions at me, I was instantly convinced to become a meat eater.
Yeah. So yeah, just keep telling people how it's better to eat, you know, meat or be vegan or whatever, and yeah, it's gonna change their mind. You should keep trying. You will keep trying until you're blue in the face, because generally, well, I mean, vegans care about what other people do, but most people don't care what other people do, so they just don't care.
JP was the most illogical, condescending person I've ever met.
But we can't say that about vegans, because they're saving the world, people.
Saying something like that's just a symptom of being overly alkaline.
Yeah, and then they have, oh, well, it's because of the chemicals and the steroids in the meat that you act like that. No. You're just being ridiculous.
It just makes you mean and you can't think straight.
Yeah, so because they are, you know, they're on a holy mission to save all animals from horrible human beings who should die if they hurt animals. Somehow they think they're entitled to potentially commit crimes against people. I've seen vegans pour blood on people that eat meat at restaurants. I've seen them assault people and then not understand when they get arrested for assault. Wake up.
So that you can be a less terrible person, be sure to subscribe to my carnivorous channel.
Please do. He is... This guy is really funny, and like I say, I've never watched a video of his that I haven't enjoyed thoroughly. It's right up my alley in terms of humor. If you like this type of humor, go and subscribe to his channels. But that's going to do it for me. So if you like this video, hit the like button, leave a comment about what you thought of the video, and if you want, subscribe. If not, hey, completely up to you. And I will see you in a day or a week or whenever you next watch my videos. Until then, see ya.